Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Emma Raducanu has opted against playing in the Billie Jean King Cup qualifiers as she has signed up for a WTA 500 tournament that will take place at the same time as the team event. The 2021 US Open winner has not represented Great Britain at the BJK Cup since November 2024 when she steered them to the semifinals of the finals in Malaga, Spain, before they were beaten 2-1 by Slovenia. Despite the absence of Raducanu, GB captain and Kia Thaving again reached the last four in 2025 before they were beaten 2-0 by the United States, and they will again have to do without their number one player. Raducanu, the highest-ranked Brit as she sits at number 24 in the WTA rankings, as well as Katie Boulter are not part of the squad that will take on Australia in a qualifier from April 10th to 11th in Melbourne. Sonia Cardle, who is the current British number 2 as she is ranked number 54, will lead the squad with Harriet Dart, Jodie Burrage, and newcomer Mika Stojsavljevic also part of the traveling party. Playing away from home against a strong nation like Australia is going to be tough, but we always embrace these weeks together as a team and will be up for the challenge in Melbourne, Kia Thaving said. We've got players with great experience in this competition in our team, and it's an exciting opportunity for Mika to join the senior team for the first time. It's an iconic sporting venue, and we'd really love for all the Brits in Melbourne to come along and cheer us on in April. Where will Raducanu play? Raducanu has been confirmed for the Linz Open that will run from April 6th to 12th in Austria in what will be her second appearance at the tournament. She made her debut in 2021, just a couple of months after her fairy tale run at the US Open, but lost her round of 16 clash against Wang Xinyu with the Chinese qualifier winning in 3 sets. Raducanu looks set to be seated at the WTA 500 event as she is currently the 4th highest ranked player in the field with the Katerina Alexandrova, number 11, Clara Tauson, number 17, and Ludmila Samsonova, number 19. Higher than her in the rankings, but a lot can change before the seedings are confirmed. The 23-year-old, who was knocked out in the 3rd round of this week's Indian Wells Open, will next be in action at the WTA 1000 Miami Open from March 17th to 29th. She will then take a short break before heading to Austria for the Linz event. The decision had been hanging in the air for weeks, whispered in tennis circles and debated across social media. Fans wondered whether Emma Raducanu would take part in the upcoming Billie Jean King Cup tie for Great Britain. With a demanding season schedule, ongoing fitness management, and the pressure of expectations that has followed her since her historic breakthrough, the question felt bigger than a simple team selection. Now, the answer has finally arrived. Raducanu's Billie Jean King Cup decision has been confirmed, bringing clarity for both the player and the national team as they prepare for one of the most prestigious events in women's tennis. For many fans, the announcement represents more than just a lineup choice. It symbolizes another chapter in Raducanu's evolving career. Since her unforgettable triumph at the US Open in 2021, Raducanu's journey has been anything but predictable. The young British star stunned the tennis world when she lifted the trophy as a qualifier, becoming one of the sport's most talked about players overnight. Expectations skyrocketed, and with them came scrutiny, injuries, and the difficult task of adapting to life as a global tennis star. Through it all, Raducanu has repeatedly emphasized how much representing Great Britain means to her. The Billie Jean King Cup, named after the legendary tennis icon Billie Jean King, has long been one of the sport's most emotional team competitions. Unlike the individual grind of the WTA Tour, the event offers something unique: the chance to compete alongside teammates while carrying national pride onto the court. For Raducanu, that atmosphere has always held special appeal. Players often describe the Billie Jean King Cup as a refreshing change from the loneliness of professional tennis. Instead of facing the pressure alone, athletes share the experience with teammates, coaches, and a passionate crowd waving national flags. The roar after a crucial point feels louder. The victories feel more collective, and even the losses are softened by the presence of a team. Raducanu understands that feeling well. In previous ties, she has spoken about the energy that comes from wearing the British colors. The locker room camaraderie, the shared preparation, and the emotional support from teammates create a different rhythm than the week-to-week tour events. Yet the decision to participate is never simple. Modern tennis players face a packed calendar filled with tournaments across multiple continents. Each week brings new travel, new surfaces, and new opponents. For someone like Raducanu, who has carefully managed her physical health while rebuilding consistency on the tour, every scheduling choice carries weight. The Billie Jean King Cup tie sits in the middle of an already intense stretch of the season. Participating means additional matches and travel, but it also offers something priceless, the chance to play for something larger than individual ranking points. That balance is what made Raducanu's decision so closely watched. Team officials and fans alike understand the importance of having one of Britain's most recognizable tennis stars in the lineup. Raducanu's presence brings not only skill, but also momentum and attention. Her matches draw global interest, and her fighting spirit can energize an entire team. When the confirmation finally arrived, it brought a sense of excitement throughout British tennis. For the national squad, the inclusion of Raducanu strengthens their chances significantly. Her aggressive baseline play, sharp returns, and ability to raise her level in big moments make her a formidable competitor in team competition. But beyond tactics and matchups, there is another element at play: inspiration. Raducanu's rise has already sparked a wave of interest in tennis among young players across Britain. Seeing her represent the country in the Billie Jean King Cup reinforces that connection between star athlete and national identity. For aspiring players watching from home, the moment can feel personal, a reminder that dreams can start on local courts and grow into international stages. Inside the team environment, Raducanu's personality also plays a role. Teammates often describe her as focused yet quietly determined, someone who absorbs pressure but channels it into her performance. In a team setting, that composure can become contagious. Of course, the competition itself promises drama. The Billie Jean King Cup has built a reputation for unpredictable matches and intense atmospheres. Even top-ranked players can find themselves pushed to the limit when national pride enters the equation. Matches often swing on momentum, crowd energy, and the emotional highs and lows that come with representing a country. Raducanu knows that every point will matter. For her personally, the event also represents an opportunity to continue rebuilding momentum in her career. After navigating injuries and periods away from the court, every high-level match contributes to rediscovering rhythm and confidence. Team events can accelerate that process. When players step onto the court with teammates cheering just a few feet away, the pressure transforms into motivation. Every ace, every break point saved, every comeback becomes part of a shared story. And that story is what makes the Billie Jean King Cup so special. As the upcoming tie approaches, anticipation continues to grow. Fans are eager to see how the British team will perform and how Raducanu will embrace the moment once again. One thing is certain: when she walks onto the court wearing the national colors, the energy will feel different. The crowd will roar a little louder, the stakes will feel a little higher, and the motivation will run a little deeper. For Emma Raducanu, the decision has been made. Now, the next chapter will be written where it matters most, on the court. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.